PCOS is something that I feel like took control over my life. I was able to lose weight, and not just lose weight, but lose over 130 pounds naturally, even though I had PCOS. Before I went on my weight loss journey, I was nearing about 300 pounds, and because of this, I had a lot of health issues, and one of these health issues included PCOS. If you don't know what PCOS is, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is a hormonal disorder. I was able to fix my PCOS and my hormonal disorder almost completely by intermittent fasting and the things that I eat. And because I found out that I had PCOS and finally realized what was going on with my hormones and why I was feeling so down the way that I did and why I couldn't really control my eating, I decided that I wanted to take my health into consideration. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I was able to fix my PCOS and my hormonal disorder almost completely by intermittent fasting and the things that I eat. This is something I don't really talk about. I kind of mention it in my videos, but you know, it's really personal. And despite having injuries and having polycystic ovarian syndrome, I was able to lose weight and balance my hormones, and now I'm healthier than ever. So when I was younger, I grew very fast, and I was around like 5'5", 5'6", already in like the 4th, 5th grade. I got my menstrual cycle prematurely. I don't know if it's really premature, but I got it around the age of 9 years old. PCOS is a hormonal disorder, and I talk about intermittent fasting and the ketogenic diet and abstaining away from sugar and carbs because these things have helped me heal my hormonal disorder. I don't have really any symptoms of PCOS anymore because I decided to take care of myself, especially when you are on your menstrual cycle. That affects a lot of your moods and your hormones. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, eating is entirely hormonal. Your hormones are based off of your emotions. The things that you eat correlate with that. The way that you fast, the way that you exercise, everything really correlates with your hormones. These are the things in your brain that allows you to feel, and it tells you what is going on with your body. When I was becoming older, I was gaining more weight, and this hormonal disorder really affected my life. It always made me feel depressed. It always made me feel tired. It made me feel really terrible, and I think this is what contributed to a lot of my weight gain, because when you have PCOS, your hormones are imbalanced, so that means your stress levels are off. I used to stay home from school a lot when I was in high school because of this disorder. In addition to not having any proper nutrition and not working out, a lot of the reason why I never ate properly or why I never worked out was because of this hormonal disorder, because I never really felt motivated to do it. And so because of this, I didn't really have the advantage of growing up and being super athletic, because when I was a kid, I already had this issue. After I got into my car accident, I couldn't really walk. I had dislocated my back, and so because of this, my PCOS got even worse because I couldn't be physically active. I was on bed rest for about 3 months after my accident. So because I had PCOS and because I couldn't be active, it allowed me to gain a lot of weight in a short period of time. And then this is where I reached my heaviest of 280 pounds. And then this is where I did research about PCOS and how to fix it or how to manage it. And usually the way that you manage it is by not eating things that will make you have a hormonal imbalance, such as excess processed food, sugar, and carbs. Wanted to fix my PCOS as well, which is why my diet and exercise routine was so strict. Fast forward into, I believe, around February, I had lost about 50 pounds. Around this time, I lost 25 pounds a month. That's how I lost 100 pounds in 4 months. And I was around 250, maybe 245. And I had to get rushed to the hospital because I was having a really big PCOS reaction. This experience actually really scared me, and it's something that I don't really talk about. And then the doctor told me, you have to lose weight or else it's not gonna get better. It's gonna be life-threatening. And this was very nerve-wracking for me to hear, just because I was already on a weight loss journey. And I literally told the doctor that. I was like, I already lost 50 pounds. And he was like, you have to lose more, which is why I maintained a very strict routine, and which is why I lost weight so quickly. So the way that I lost weight with PCOS naturally and basically got rid of my symptoms was cutting out processed food, sugar, and carbs, and going on the ketogenic diet along with intermittent fasting and exercising. When you do have PCOS, it is a hormonal disorder, and you have to understand that the things that you eat stimulate your hormones, and especially if you eat bad food, it's going to create a hormonal imbalance within inside of your body. And if you have a hormonal disorder, it's going to worsen. PCOS is not curable, but it is treatable. The way that you treat it naturally is by eating more whole food and staying away from sugar and carbs, because most likely the reason you have PCOS is either genetics or because you aren't eating properly. The reason I got diagnosed with PCOS was because I was overweight. Now, I wasn't as big as I was when I was like 18 or 19, but when I was younger and when I was growing up, my BMI and my weight at that time was over the normal limit that it should be for someone who is 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. PCOS is not curable, but it is treatable. And another way that you can treat PCOS is by taking birth control. Now, I don't really support birth control just because if you get off of it, it could ruin your hormones even more. It can treat it temporarily, but if you forget to take it, and if you take something you don't know that's gonna work well with your body, especially that has to do in hormonal processing, I would not recommend it. I had symptoms of my PCOS throughout my entire weight loss journey until I reached about 180 pounds. And I believe that this happened because when I was nearing 190, 180, 170, I was getting closer to my natural BMI because I am 5'8". Losing weight was the only thing that really helped me treat my PCOS. I lost 100 pounds in 4 months, and this dramatically helped my PCOS and my weight loss. So I lost an additional 30 pounds by being a vegan. The reason I became vegan was because I had to quit the ketogenic diet, and I did this for belief reasons, of course, but I also did it because dairy, and especially meat, also messes with your hormones. On my second YouTube channel, I specifically explain why I quit the ketogenic diet and my reasons for that. But basically, in short, I quit the ketogenic diet because it is an amazing diet for weight loss, which is why I talk about it so often. And it did, for the most part, help me treat my PCOS, but dairy and eating a lot of red meat is never going to be healthy for you. Dairy has added hormones in it, and especially if you have a hormonal disorder, eating extra hormones isn't really the way to go. And on top of that, you know, there are reasons why red meat isn't as beneficial as well. I had to cut out dairy, and I had to limit my sugar, and I had to eat as strictly as I do now to help treat my PCOS. That was the only way I was able to fix it in any type of way. And now I do eat a very strict diet, and I do have a very strict lifestyle, but I do have to maintain this lifestyle to treat my PCOS. If I do stop, you know, working out, and if I do stop eating vegan food, which I don't ever really do, my PCOS symptoms do come back. Losing weight with PCOS is especially hard because every 2 to 3 weeks you are going to have those hormonal imbalances, and depending on the case of your situation, you know, it may be more severe, it may be less severe, but for me it was super severe. And if you have PCOS, you usually have really, really bad food cravings. I used to have insatiable hunger. I used to have really, really bad mood swings. And in my opinion, if you are dealing with this disorder, I would recommend that you immediately try to go on the ketogenic diet, try to do something to limit your sugar intake. Sugar is going to be the main thing that is messing up your hormones and that is messing with your PCOS. I wouldn't recommend trying to jump into any weight loss journey or trying to do anything really quickly in an unsafe way. And the only way that you can manage it is by immediately changing your diet and the foods that you eat. Honestly, learning about intermittent fasting and learning about the ketogenic diet allowed me to change my life around. Now that I do take my health into consideration and I have researched and figure out all this stuff, I have been able to reverse my PCOS. And the way that I did that was by staying away from processed food, because this whole entire diagnosis is surrounded around your hormones, and you have to understand, to balance your hormones, the only way that you can balance your hormones is by limiting your stress and by eating things that will naturally balance your hormones, such as whole food. Late last year, I made a video on PCOS where I described more more in depth about my experience if you guys are interested in that. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just speaking from my experience, and I'm not trying to diagnose anybody. Hardly now, I don't have any symptoms of PCOS anymore. Sometimes, you know, I do get moody, but I feel like that's natural. Going vegan also really helped me with my PCOS because all I eat is vegetables, plants, natural food. If you guys are interested in my life as a vegan, I would recommend my second YouTube channel. I just posted a what I eat in a day for you guys on it, so you guys can see how I eat and how I manage my PCOS now. I'm having a group coaching session where you guys can personally ask me questions about my weight loss. I will list more information about my group coaching session on my website. You guys can check the link in the description for more information. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.